As you can see, there's some stainless cooking pots up there. Many of them are in excellent condition from the scrapyard. This looks like it was hardly used or maybe even never used. A lot of it is very high quality, and for some reason it gets thrown away. Sometimes there's even power tools. I don't have a battery that works for this saw, but I tested it. It does work. This impact driver, one day I got the driver out of the bin. Another day I got a good battery out of a bin of batteries. I've been piecing those together. I don't know if it's visible there in the shot, the yellow shear. A friend who was retiring sold me that. I got about 30 of these stainless pop tanks. They hold pressure. They were for pop syrup. We're putting things into them that can be damaged by moisture or by insects. This one here says it has bearings and similar things in it. Some have good quality clothes or other books, whatever we can fit through there. For larger items we're using plastic kegs that seal reasonably well. Another time in the scrapyard there was a spool of what I thought was stainless wire, but it's actually nichrome wire for heating elements. This is perfect for a project converting fridges to egg incubators, and it'll be running on 12 or 24 volts for safety, and the wire is very thin, very little thermal mass. And a friend who uses this kind of wire told me this is about $200 worth. I got it for $5 as scrap stainless. This washing machine is probably the best find. They already had the weight written on it and we're beginning to take it apart. It's a 75-pound capacity Milner front-loading commercial washing machine. It's in excellent condition, and we put a 3 horsepower 36-volt DC electric forklift motor into it, also from the scrapyard. And this genie hoist here, this was also discarded, and I made adjustable forks for it. They can extend out, but the reason it's short is so it fits in between the bottom forks. And we're packing many steam kettles, I think close to 20 of various sizes. The smallest about bucket size to the biggest is about 80 gallons. These have a steam jacket. The wall up to about the middle, it's double, and there is steam inside the jacket, high pressure steam, so they're excellent for making jam or even sautéing. And they can be hooked up to solar boilers made locally with very inexpensive materials. So it's possible to process food without using electricity or gas. Another interesting thing is autoclaves. They're very expensive, and we're taking several, but I find them well, expensive to buy even when they're old, and expensive to maintain if they need any parts. This is the mechanism, the door off of one. It's a very complex mechanism, very difficult to make, and the rest of the oven, being a pressure vessel, has to be made by expert craftsmen, and they end up being extremely expensive. I have a design for an autoclave that any Industrial Revolution steam engineer would understand. We basically get rid of this type of a door altogether, and my design can be made easily in a Fijian workshop that has basic tools, and it would not even require welding. Over here's another example of what's from the scrapyard. Not only the large sink, but I got several of these very good quality hard cases, many rolls of stainless mesh. This is coarser, it might be good for drying food or something like that. Strainers for water inlets for microhydro. And there's also over 1,000 square feet of stainless mesh that's about mosquito net size. And over here we've got, again from the scrapyard, this twin-cylinder diesel engine from a truck reefer unit. It's complete with a clutch. And that motor, that's a 3 horsepower DC permanent magnet treadmill motor in good condition. This engine can turn that motor and generate electricity for basic power tools like skill saws, things that have universal wound motors that can be found on a construction site. This cart here takes stainless wire mesh shelves. They were originally for making steaming dim sum, but the shelves are already packed, all of them. The carts and the shelves I think can be also good for dehydrating, smoking food, many uses. And now here's our big accomplishment today. We're testing to see how the excavator fits, and we marked out on the floor exactly where it's going to be so we can then pack around it. Now it's going to have to be completely cleaned, parts painted because of environmental concerns. I think we'll have to pull the tracks off and even take the rollers out to be able to clean up inside the track frame. And oh, here's another example of scrapyard stuff. I got a whole bunch of these chain come-alongs. This is the smallest. The large ones I didn't feel like dragging out. They work perfectly well. There was a whole bin of them. And this is portable fencing that I was using here. The aluminum pipes are from the scrap, and the mesh I got as seconds. This is very practical for moving animals around quickly and being able to find them. Now what I've seen some people do when they pack machinery is they just pack the machine, chain it down, send the container. The purpose of this container is to hold the tractor that the steam kettle was on and the excavator. But why stop there? Every time there's a little space, we cram something into it. Some of it may not be very useful, but here it's getting scrapped anyway, so why not put it in and maybe be able to give it a new purpose. So here's another project. Along with making egg incubators out of old fridges, any old light fixture, this is a work light, but ornamental lights work just as well. Any light fixture can be modified to take LEDs, which I'm getting very cheaply from China, and the power supplies. And this one I put a clamp on, is a practical work light. It's quite bright, especially, well, not now it's sunny out, but it does work quite well. So that another project, set up a workshop making, converting lights to LED. Now can you see the tight fit there? Maybe I should turn the light on again. That tight fit. Oh, I put a diode inside the light to make sure that there's no damage in case it's a reverse polarity. Now that's how tight the fit is there. We're just piling whatever we can. There's a stainless steel table upside down and then a whole bunch of the fridge cabinet and other odds and ends. There's some other material up on top there next to the fencing. And over in the back is a stainless trough over a fridge cabinet. And as I said before, almost all of this is from the scrap. Well, the excavator isn't, but right now it's really of no value. I figured I would get more money for it here if I took the tracks off and scrapped the rest. Here's one of my latest acquisitions at the scrap. This stainless conveyor material, brand new, fairly thick wire. It could be good for making shelves for dehydrating food, or, well, could even be used as a conveyor. And maybe I'll get the camera from you now and just quickly show what's in here. This one here is basically full, just a few more things to go in. This stainless cart that our things are in, we have about 4 or 5 of them. They were also being tossed out. The glass door freezer cabinet is just a cabinet that's bug proof. It has no refrigeration system. It's full of all different kinds of things. It's piled up with a truck seat and whatever else was light. Then there's a steam kettle on its side on top of about 4 ice cream machines. They're stripped down there behind the chains. There's another small steam kettle or 2. The colorful box on the right is what we use for inventory, just so we don't lose it. Each container has its own box. And there's some things waiting here to still be packed away. So, almost done.